Welcome to our new video that will take us on an exciting journey into the world of Greek mythology, where we will explore the story of one of the most famous mythical creatures, Medusa. In Greek mythology, Medusa stands out as one of the most terrifying and famous monsters. She is characterized by her many heads and her ability to turn anyone who looks at her into stone. Despite being portrayed as a monstrous creature in Greek mythology, behind that well-known story lies a tragic and poignant tale of the beautiful Medusa who turned into a deadly monster after experiencing injustice and harm. Medusa was one of three sisters, along with Uriel and Stheno, who were all immortal. While her sisters were also monstrous from birth, Medusa, being the most beautiful, was unfortunate to transform into a creature even more hideous than them all. Legend has it that Medusa was once a beautiful and captivating virgin. This is what led Athena, the goddess of wisdom, to make her a priestess in her temple. People's stories spread about Medusa, the priestess, being more beautiful than Athena herself, with finer and more delicate hair, despite Athena being an immortal goddess and the owner of the temple itself. Despite being merely mortal, to the extent that men, in particular, frequented Athena's temple solely to see Medusa and her beauty. After the stories narrating the true story of Medusa, it is said that Medusa herself boasted of her beauty and hair, claiming to be more beautiful than Athena. Athena placed an oath on Medusa to remain a priestess of her temple. This oath required Medusa to remain unmarried or a virgin, with no man approaching her. In case of violating this oath, Athena's curse would befall her. Therefore, during her time in the temple, Medusa remained fiercely loyal to Athena, never marrying or allowing any man to approach her. Despite people coming to the temple to see Medusa and her beauty, they would often ask for her hand in marriage, but she always refused. But one day, Poseidon, the god of the sea, saw her and was captivated by her. He asked for her hand in marriage, but she outright refused. During that period, Athena was in conflict and enmity with Poseidon, the sea god, who harbored jealousy and hatred towards Athena, his niece, who was beloved by her people and had a city named Athens after her. Poseidon could not accept the idea of being rejected by Medusa. So, one day, he decided to enter the temple and rape her by force, despite her refusal. When Athena learned of this, she decided to avenge the desecration of her temple. However, Poseidon was an immortal god and older than Athena. Athena could not do anything to him even though he was the perpetrator. Medusa tried to offer her prayers so that Athena would accept her apology and forgive her, but Athena's anger was much greater than all of this. Although she knew that the matter was beyond her control, she did not forgive or pardon him. Therefore, Athena decided to punish Medusa, the victim of Poseidon's assault, by casting her curse upon her, transforming her from a girl of great beauty into a monster of extreme ugliness, even more so than her sisters Stheno and Uriel. Her beautiful skin turned green, just like human reptiles, and her beautiful hair, which people used to admire, turned into venomous snakes. Her beautiful eyes, which used to enchant all men, turned into eyes resembling those of demons and devils, and anyone who gazed into her eyes turned into stone and died. Her face became terrifying, with fangs like snakes and a forked tongue like that of a python. One legend about Medusa's true story says that it was her great beauty, not her ugliness, that turned anyone who saw her into stone. The story of Medusa spread among the people, and many tried to kill her to gain that great honor. But every time anyone approached her to kill her, she turned them into stone, and they died. Thousands tried and failed to touch her. The forests and roads were filled with the petrified bodies of people who tried to kill Medusa and failed. But one day, when a warrior decided to undertake the task, this warrior was Perseus, the son of the mighty god Zeus, who would later become the great-grandfather of Heracles. Perseus was sent by a king named Polydectes to kill Medusa, and he was ordered to bring her head to him because he wanted to marry Perseus's mother. He wanted to send him to Medusa to get rid of Perseus. The Olympian gods learned of the matter and decided to help him. Athena gave him a reflective shield, Hermes gave him winged sandals to run very fast, he received a sword from Hephaestus, and a helmet of invisibility from Hades, the god of the underworld. After a relentless pursuit, Perseus found the cave where Medusa lived and engaged in a battle with her. But she could not kill him or turn him into stone because he was equipped with Athena's shield, which reflected Medusa's deadly gaze without harming him. Indeed, Perseus defeated her and cut off her head. Until that moment, Medusa was actually pregnant with Poseidon's child after being raped in Athena's temple. Therefore, after Perseus cut off her head, the myths about Medusa's true story say that she gave birth to two mythical creatures. From her severed neck emerged her firstborn son, a winged horse known as Pegasus, and her second son was Chryse, a winged boar. Medusa, despite being a legend, embodied the tragic idea of sexual assault or harassment that many girls face. Despite being a victim who suffered psychological and physical harm, some societies blame the girl and forget about the perpetrator who finds silence as an excuse to repeat his heinous act without the slightest sense of guilt.